Hello, everybody. Sorry, y'all. I was a little late. I literally woke up from a nap like 10 minutes before I for my life. So I'm a little all over the place, but it's okay. We got it. Um, all right. So this live is uh, it's about a Bronx daycare in New York. It's just all kinds of crazy. I miss Potty Mouth. Hey, wife, I love you. Ruffles is in here. I didn't even see Ruffles. But hi, Miss Potty Mouth. How are you? Um, so it's a crazy story is what it is. But go ahead and share with you guys. Give me 1 moment to do that. To share my screen. Okay, you guys. So they have a 1-year-old who dies, and 3 are hospitalized of suspected opioid exposure at Bronx daycare. So Antonio Files had been sending his 1-year-old son, Nicholas Dominici, to a daycare in the Bronx for just a week before the toddler was found dead there. First responders were summoned on Friday afternoon to Davino Nino Daycare on 2707 Morris Avenue in Kingsbridge for reports of cardiac arrest. Excuse me. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, so drug production equipment found inside the home based daycare is suspected in the death of Dominici and the hospitalization of the 3 other young children. Law enforcement sources say 2 people in connection with the daycare, the woman running the business and another man, were taken into custody on Saturday. Carlisto Acevedo Brito, I hope I said that right, 41, and Gray Mendez, 36, were dealt 11 charges, including murder, manslaughter, and assault. They were set to appear in court Sunday. Officials say Brito is a tenant who was renting a room from Mendez. From Mendez, Brito is the cousin of Mendez's husband, authorities said. So, sorry guys. But Brito is a tenant who is renting from Mendez. So, in other words, he was renting a room from the building where she had where the daycare was located. Um, Law enforcement officials described the daycare as operating inside a converted apartment. A kilo press was discovered by police executing a search warrant inside the business. This is an item that is commonly used by drug dealers when packaging large quantities of drugs, said NYPD Chief of Detectives Joseph Kinney during an overnight news conference. It is unknown what type of drugs were potentially being manufactured or how the children came into contact with them. We don't know exactly what happened to those babies. NYPD police comment commissary. Jesus, now I can't talk. Edward Caban said the DEA has joined the investigation into his death. Health Commissioner Dr. Ashwin Visan said the victim somehow came in contact with a powerful substance which can, through either, jeez, we were having trouble with this word earlier. Let's see if I can remember. Okay. Through either inhalation, got it, ingestion, or in touching of the skin, intoxicate the recipient. We don't know what happened in this case. Officials say the children who stayed at the daycare ate something around 1 p.m. and took a nap. When workers went to wake them up at 2:30 p.m., three were unconscious. Dominici was pronounced dead at Montefiore. Oh, I hope I said that right. I don't even know. Um, a 2-year-old boy is in critical condition. A 2-year-old boy is in critical condition. An 8-month-old girl and another 2-year-old boy were also rushed to the hospital. And excuse me. Investigators believe the children had been exposed to the unknown opioids over an extended period. A 2-year-old boy who went home at around 12:15 p.m. was later found by his mother to be acting lethargic and unresponsive. The mother rushed him to the hospital where the opioid reversal medication Narcan saved his life. The medical examiner will conduct an autopsy to determine Domenici's cause of death, and doctors will take urine and blood from the surviving children to try to figure out what drugs they were exposed to. I love him. I miss him. I want him back. But there's nothing that will give me back my son. When I came home from work and walked through the door, he'd say, "Daddy, Daddy," said Antonio Felix. With watery eyes and a heavy heart, Felix is mourning and processing how he lost his son at a place he assumed was safe. My wife was on her way to the daycare. She was going to pick him up early. Shortly before she arrives, she receives the call and also sees the ambulance. Felix added. The daycare for children between 6 weeks and 12 years old recently opened in January and just passed a surprise visit from city inspectors last week with no violations found. After the children were removed from the daycare, the fire department tested the air for environmental hazards and found no evidence of carbon monoxide. Officials then began to suspect opioid exposure and executed a search warrant to search the rooms, cabinets, and other spaces where the drug packaging device was found. So I have another article for you guys, but let me catch up on chat. Hey, Miss Potty Mouth, how are you? Hello, Daisy. How are you? Sounds like fentanyl. Crazy that you mentioned that because the next article that I read, it's going to tell you that it is actually fentanyl. Um and I find it's crazy because I mean, you you have a daycare. You're running a daycare and you know this. Why are you moving around, especially fentanyl, knowing how that drug is, and you have children there in the same place? Like, have you lost your mind? LOL, I just woke up. Same here. I literally took a nap. I came home from work and I fell asleep. Um, and I literally just woke up like 10 minutes before my life. So, Hey, Four, how are you, darling? We clearly have a horrible fentanyl issue around the country. It's insane. I know. It is insane. That's crazy because I'm pretty sure how they're making their money. They were pretty much dealers giving it to other people who are selling them. I mean, like I think that um well, I mean, I, in this other article, it's going to say that what they think or that they know. I can't remember. That the daycare ended up being a front for the dealing. That that's what was really going on behind it. It's like this other article has so much more information than the one I found. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and share that so I can start reading that one with you guys. Oh, and they were supposed to be going to court today, and I can't find anything about the courtroom stuff. So, but this picture right here is the woman Gray Mendez. I hope I'm saying her name right. I honestly don't know how to say that. Um, and all the news video I watched didn't really say her name, but this is her. This is the woman who owns the daycare, who was doing the fentanyl business with her husband's cousin. Um, so and this is the guy, her husband's cousin. He's hiding his face with his hat. But I'll go ahead and read this. Okay. So, a Bronx daycare center operator and a man who lives with her were led out of a Bronx NYPD station house Sunday to face murder charges in the death of a 1-year-old Nicholas Files Dominici, who investigators believed died from fentanyl exposure. And then Gray Mendez, 36, the owner of El Divino Nino Daycare on Morris Avenue. And then this is Carlostello. They were expected to be arraigned in Bronx criminal court later Sunday on murder, manslaughter, assault, and other charges. So police found a kilo of fentanyl in a closet at the daycare center and 2 kilo press devices, leading investigators to suspect the center was being used as a front for selling the deadly opioid wholesale to the other dealers, according to law enforcement sources. So obviously, they didn't care about these children at all. It was just a front for their real business, which is sad because I mean, children or anyone in general shouldn't suffer because of this, you know? It's not, I mean, I don't know. It's just sad. So little Nicholas and 3 other toddlers were exposed to the drug Friday, sources said. The other children, 2 2-year-old boys and an 8-month-old girl, were expected to survive. The duo said nothing to reporters as police led them in handcuffs from the 52nd Precinct Station House Sunday. Mendez, whose black hair was pulled into a short ponytail. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I had to take a sip of my drink. My throat. Mouth feeling dry. Okay. So this just kind of describes them walking out. So I'm not gonna read that part. The Bronx District Attorney's Office is currently handling the case through sources, said prosecutors with the Southern District of New York are mulling whether the duo could face federal charges. And this sweet face right here is the baby who passed, little Nicholas. And oh, he's so cute. And it's just so sad what happened to this poor little baby and to the other 3 also who were hospitalized and who made it. I just want to know why the other ones made it, and he didn't. Was he more exposed to it than what they were? Um, I mean, you just never know. He's just so sad and he's so cute. Okay, so fentanyl, which is typically used to treat cancer patients with chronic pain, is also illegally manufactured in foreign labs and mixed with other drugs like heroin to increase their potency. A small dose of fentanyl can be fatal, and the drug is now considered the primary driver of overdose deaths in the U.S., according to the DEA. So, little Nicholas didn't was only, I think, going to this daycare for a week. Had just started going to this daycare for a week, and this happens to his poor little family and to him, and it's so sad. It is just, oh, breaks my heart. So they basically use this daycare to store all their fentanyl. Like, what is wrong with these people? Exactly. Like, that they have these small little humans in the same building. Why would you do that? Like, you I mean, did you not think that anything was going to happen? Daisy May, it is. My sister has been a heroin addict for 30 years. After all this time, I don't want her OD'd on fentanyl. I can accept the heroin. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, that's rough. I'm sorry for her. I will never understand why these parents keep the drugs around their kids. No, it wasn't Miss Potty Mouth. It wasn't the parents. It was the owners. Well, not owners because it was the female who was the owner. But it was the owner of the daycare and her husband's cousin who was living in the building where she also has the daycare at. Um they were the ones who were dealing drugs while the children were there. Oh, it's so sad because of their stupid decisions. He lost his life. Exactly. And it's so sad. This poor little boy. He's a beautiful little boy. Oh, right? He is so stinking cute. That has to be hard. I have a family member who has OD'd on heroin and had to be given Narcan so many times. Last time it left him with having seizures after. Oh, wow. Really? I'm so sorry, Daisy. He's doing better now, as far as I know, but he's currently in jail. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Now I know who you're talking about. Yes, he's very, very, very adorable. Oh, okay, I hope the cops throw the book at them, right? Oh, geez, they deserve more than just that. Daisy, it's what it is, and after 30 years, yeah, I'm gonna say it would be a blessing, so can have a little peace at the end of mine. Oh, oh. All right, guys. So, normally I would try to keep my live going. I'll be live for an hour. But I had just woke up from a nap, so I didn't get to do anything. So I am going to try to relax, get cleaned, and eat dinner before Stone goes live tonight. Miss Potty Mouth, I will be seeing you in there. Um, All right, babe. So I love you all. I really hope that your sister eventually gets cleaned and it works out for you guys, because that's one of the worst ways to lose anyone is in that way. So I really hope that everything goes good. Micah, thank you for bringing this case to light. Oh, you're welcome. It's no problem. I just thought it was really sad, these poor babies. All right, you guys. So I love you all. And I hope you have a really good day and a really good night. And I will see you guys another time. Thank you to my mods and chat also. I wanted to thank you guys. Yes, thank you all for being here. Absolutely. I appreciate every single one of you. And everyone who's going to catch it on replay. Also appreciate you guys. But I hope y'all have a good night, and I love you guys.